Physics Encyclopedia. How are you all? I welcome you all on my channel. So today we are going to start with another interesting topic of physics, which is about the force of friction. Have you heard about the term friction? What is friction basically? Friction is some sort of resistance that every body in the universe offer as a reactional force. For example, a body moving on the ground, a body moving on the road. We can take the example of our everyday appliances like the bulbs, like the tube lights. So these offer some sort of friction. These body offers some sort of frictional force, which is known as the friction. Today we are going to discuss about the details of the friction. So let's start. First of all, we would discuss about the definition of the friction. The force that opposes the motion of the moving object is called the friction. If the body is moving on any surface, then the reactional force will be offered by the surface on the body, which is known as the force of friction. So basically, the force of friction opposes the motion of the moving object. Friction is the force that comes into action as the body is pushed or pulled on the surface. For the force of friction, there is two required conditions, that if a body is pushed on the surface or pulled on the surface, then the force of friction comes into the action. In case of solids, the force of friction between the two bodies depend upon the following factors: the nature of the surface between the two medium and the pressing force between them. It means that if the nature of the surface between the two medium are smoother, it would be easier for the two objects to interact with each other, and uh, first object move on the second surface very easily. If the surface between the two objects are rougher, it would be difficult for the first object to move on the second object. Okay, so it depends upon the nature of the surfaces between the two medium. Pressing force between them, it means that if the second object has the greater is offering the greater frictional force, then it would be then the first object requires the greater amount of force, the greater amount of external force to move over the second surface, because the second surface is offering the greater amount of friction. So pressing force, the greater will be the greater will be the pressing force, the greater will be the great external pressing force, the greater would be the frictional force. Rub your palm over different surfaces like marble, table, bricks, etc. The greater will be the smoother surface, easier it would be to move the hand. So these surfaces are smoother like marble, table, etc. So if you move your palm on these surfaces, it would be easier for you to move the palm on these smoother surfaces, because I told you earlier that on the smoother surfaces it would be easy for the object to move. Harder you press your palm over the surface, more difficult it would be to move. Now, the second condition is that harder you press your palm on these surfaces, like the table, marble, and brick, it would be difficult for your palm to move on these surfaces, because uh, as a result, frictional force will come into action. So, it would be difficult for a person palm to move on these surfaces as he push the as he push his palm harder on these surfaces. No surface is perfectly smooth. A surface that appears smooth has pits and bumps and can be seen under the microscope. Now we have imagined about the smoother surfaces. We have taken the ideal situation of the smoother surface. So a smoother surface also has some sort of pits and bumps. The smoother surface also offers some sort of resistance. Okay, for example, a magnified view of two smoother surfaces in contact. We have taken the two smoother surfaces. Later in the diagram I will show you. we have taken the two smoother surfaces and they are in contact. So the second surface will offer the gaps and contacts which would create difficulty for the first surface to move on the second surface. And these bumps can be magnified with the help of microscope. The contact point between the two surfaces form a sort of cold bed. Okay, when the two boxes, here the surfaces, we have taken the two boxes, when the two boxes come into interaction with each other and the first box will move on the second box, or we can say the block, the second, we have taken the two blocks, as the first block will move on the second block, so the interaction between the two blocks would create the bumps or the cold welts on the second block. As a result of cold welts on the second block, it would be difficult for the first block to move on the second block. These welts resist the surfaces from sliding over each other, so it would be difficult for the first block to slide on the second block. Adding weight over the block increases the force pressing the surfaces together, and hence increases the resistance. Okay, if we add the weight on the first block, then it will increases the pressing force, and which in turn increases the resistance. So here we have taken the diagram of the two blocks. The two blocks, when come into action with each other, the second block is moving on the first block, which is at the rest condition. So when these two blocks come into interaction with each other, the second block will create the bumps and the cold welts on the first block. So it would be difficult for the second block to slide over the first block, because plus first block is offering some sort of friction. And secondly, if we place some sort of weight on the second block, then the greater will be the pressing force. The greater will be the pressing force, and the greater will be the resistance or the friction. Friction is equal to the applied force that tend to move the body at rest. Okay, friction tend to move the body at rest. What it is equal to the external applied force. The greater will be the external applied force, the greater will be the friction. As it is mentioned, it increases with the applied force. Friction can also be increased to the certain maximum value. Okay, there is a certain limitations for each and every body in the universe. For example, if a person eats some sort of food, so it has some sort of limitation. So similarly, friction has also some sort of limitations. Friction can be increased up to the certain maximum value. It has a limitation of the certain maximum value. Beyond this, it cannot be increased. So the maximum value of the friction is called the force of the limiting friction, is denoted by Fs. Okay, if the external force increase, the frictional force will also increase. But here the certain situation come when the frictional force will stop to increase, and external force will overcome the frictional force. So that maximum value of friction is called the force of the limiting friction and is denoted by Fs. Force of the limiting friction depend upon the normal reaction between the two surfaces in the contact. So there are some factors that the force of limiting friction depend upon. It depends upon the normal reaction between the two surfaces in contact. It means that if the two bodies are in contact with each other, and the greater the body A will apply the force on the body B, the greater will be the frictional force or the force of the limiting friction. The ratio between the force of the limiting friction Fs and the normal reaction is constant. Okay, the ratio between the force of the limiting friction and the normal reaction is called the constant and is known as the coefficient of friction and represented by mu. So let's come towards the mathematical derivation of the force of friction. Mu is equal to Fs divided by R, where mu is the coefficient of friction, Fs is the limiting value of the friction, and R is the normal force. Now multiply mu with R, we would get Fs. So Fs is the product of mu and R. Here R is equal to external force. R is equal to mg according to the second law. So for the horizontal surface we would write this value of R as mg and substitute it in the second equation. We would get Fs is equal to mu mg, where m is the mass of the block. And we have applied it on that example of the block. So here are some examples of the friction. Friction is needed to walk on the ground. It is risky to run on the wet floor when with shoes that have small soles. Okay, so the friction is beneficial for us to walk on the ground. If a person walk on the wet floor, then it would be risky for him. He may slip or skid. Okay, he may slip on the ground. Athletes use special shoes that have extraordinary ground grip. Such shoes prevent them from slipping while running fast. If the athlete is running fast, so he requires some special sort of shoes for the friction that provide them extraordinary ground grip. So for the athletes, the friction is also necessary. Similarly, if a person is rubbing his hand, so the greater the force, the greater the external force he applied between his two hands, the greater will be the frictional force. So this is all about the examples of friction. I hope you enjoyed the video. You all enjoyed the video. Thank you so much.